Hi folks, Mr. Garry here, and it's time to do an updated video on that lit pot hydroponic countertop garden that we have here in our kitchen. Let's take a look. It's over my shoulder. 54 days ago, folks, we started this lit pot hydroponic growing system, and we planted 3 mini bell peppers. You see the package right there. And we planted 3 regular full-size green peppers in this hydroponic garden right here on our countertop. That's the lit pot growing system, hydroponic growing system. We do have 6 growing pods put in this system, and we will be watching and observing this now over the next few weeks for sure, and see how these bell peppers grow. And again, we have the regular green bell peppers and we have the mini bell mix. So we're going to see how this all goes. So that's the lit pot. So that is the smart hydroponic growing system by Lit. Just look at the plants. They're more like a beanstalk than they are pepper stalks. They are growing massively and huge, and it's time to take them out of this lit pot hydroponic garden and transplant them into larger containers. Over to the side, we also planted a few of the seeds just in some regular soil. In fact, we planted 9, and out of the 9, we managed to get 6 growing in this fruit container. Actually, this was a container of 4 or 5 different kinds of fruit that we bought at a regular supermarket. And when we were finished, we recycled the container into a planting container, and we planted some bell pepper seeds in here. And they're growing quite well, not as well as those in the hydroponic garden underneath the light, but they are growing just the same, and I'm probably going to be transplanting those as well. In the next clip for this video, Mr. Garry is going to be out into his garage. I have some tables set up next to a window, and we're going to be transferring these plants into some larger pots with some growing medium. And I'm going to take you out there to my garage, and you can help me and follow along with the process. Okay, pepper plants in a lit pot growing garden right here on our counter, folks. 54 days later, from seed to these large plants. If I zoom in, actually, you can see there's actually a few peppers starting to grow. They're tiny, but you can see them. I think I'm pointing to one right there now. See if you can see my finger. You'll see a small pepper plant there, and there's another one right there. So there's several peppers already starting to make, and very soon they'll be blooming on these plants. Okay, so without Mr. Garry rambling on and going on and on about this, let's go out to the garage. This is my setup for those pepper plants, folks. I have them here all ready to transplant. I have some Pro Mix soil medium, growing medium, that I'm going to use to transfer these pepper plants into these sort of large transfer containers. They have fairly big drainage holes as well. So what I'm doing is I'm lining the bottom of them with half of a paper towel. These that you see right here, I'm just folding them in half, and then I'm just taking them and putting them down in the bottom of those containers. I'm going to put in some of the soil mixture that I have there, fill them up about half full, and then I'm going to transfer these pepper plants into those containers, and you can join me for that. Okay, I've got one more left to do here now, so I'm just going to, like I said, put the paper towel down in the bottom of those containers, and I'm going to fill them half full. I think I got a little solo cup here that I'm going to use right here, and fill these containers up with this growing medium, about half full, and then I'll put in the pepper plants. Now, okay, so that one's about half full. When I come back, I'll have all of these filled up, folks. Okay, so I'm taking some of the soil, and like I said, I'm filling these containers about half full, maybe 2/3 full. and I'm going to be transferring the pepper plants that we had growing inside in our house in a lead pot hydroponic countertop garden. So let's go with taking these plants out. Let's start with these right here. I have 6 of these here, and they're fairly small. So the soil is a bit dried out, which is kind of good, I suppose, if I can get the plants out without breaking them. Okay, so here's one. I'll lay that back, and I'm going to try and transfer this to one of these smaller containers here, and hopefully you'll be able to see me, folks, do that. Okay, so here we go. Now, got one done, and I'm going to try and cover them so that the only thing exposed are the 4 leaves on top. Fill her up, Mr. Garry. Now, I think this pepper plant will like its new home. It's a bit larger, and it's got lots of soil and lots of nourishments and vitamins and minerals and all that. So here's one done. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to continue the process now with the rest of them. Okay, so I have the 6 that was in that fruit tray, folks. I got them all transplanted now, and they're here in their temporary homes until they go out into the raised bed garden. Well, they'll stay here now for a few weeks for sure, under the sun and next to this window, bringing in a lot of natural light. And of course, we have the garage heated with the heat pump, so it's quite warm out here with the natural light and the heat from the heat pump. And those plants should do quite well here in the sun and the heat. So hopefully they'll do well, as I just said. Okay, so now here's the pepper plants in the lead pot growing system. Lots of roots, so I'm going to try and pull that out of there without doing too much damage to it. Okay, lots and lots of roots. So I think that pepper plant will survive the transplant to the container. I'm going to try and figure out a way, though, to get it out of that little plastic housing and see if I can transplant the pepper plant in those containers. So let's see. Okay, so I did manage to pull it out sort of carefully from the little plastic housing there. I'm going to try now and transfer this plant into one of those plastic containers right here. Lots of roots. So if I dig deep down inside this container and fish the roots down there, I think I should be able to get that plant to survive. I'm hoping it's going to survive. It's a bit root bounded, I think, in that container, so some of the leaves look a bit droopy. But hopefully now it'll perk up in this container. All right, Mr. Garry, fill her up. Fill her right up to the top. Okay, and hopefully, like I said, that pepper plant will survive the transfer. Okay, so there we have it. So let's see what happens, folks. Let's see what happens over the next few days. I have those pepper plants now all transferred in those black containers that you see there next to my shoulder. In addition to that, I've also prepared some tomato seeds and some cucumber seeds in some damp paper towel, and I've put them in these little Ziploc bags that you see there. So I'm already now with a couple of things for our garden and for our greenhouse. So stay with us. Stay with GBL, the Old Church 5-Acre Homestead, and we'll be bringing you lots more gardening videos from right here on our homestead. So see you later, folks. You have a grand day, and we'll see you very, very soon in a future video. Bye for now. Mr. Garry signing out. Take care, folks. Okay, we're going to try and grow these tomatoes this year. Italia is the variety of tomato plants, and I had them there, as I said, in a damp paper towel. The cucumbers, we've grown these lots and lots of times, the straight 8s, so we're going to be trying those, and they're also in a damp paper towel. In a couple of days, I'll be putting those in some little planters right here on this table next to these pepper plants that you see right here. A little droopy, as you can see, and a couple of leaves looks like they're withered up. Those smaller ones did look to be doing okay, so we'll see what happens to these plants over the next few days.